Isaac here with Trippin' Kosher, and this is sponsored. Today, we are going to be taking a look at lamb, one of my favorite proteins. But coming up in the cooking world, lamb rack was not something you were able to afford on easily or affordably. We don't have the lamb racks. You wanna know something? What am I gonna feed my kids, future mother-in-laws, when they come over to our house for Shabbos meal? You know, that's what I'm saving the lamb rack for. So that's where I learned my love for the other cuts. And today, we're gonna be taking a look at two of my favorite. That is the lamb shoulder and what is now incredibly popular, the lamb breast, also known as, in its less offensive terminology, the riblet. So, before we start any cooking, especially lamb cooking, I love to always start with making a quick batch of microwave garlic confit. Basically, garlic confit, oil, garlic, any fat, garlic, cooked slowly on a fire. You're gonna have these sweet, succulent, little nuggets of garlic flavor, which I think goes great with everything. It's like all that wonderful garlic flavor, none of that bitterness and sharpness. Wow, kind of like a second marriage. We're gonna take this garlic, we're gonna cover it. We don't wanna get oil splattered everywhere. 5 minutes, start, and we're gonna get that microwaving right there. Now, while this garlic is microwaving and getting all nice and soft, we are gonna start working on the marinade. We're gonna start by getting some lemons, peeled, only the outside, minimal white pith. That white is bitter. So we're gonna zest this lemon right here. The lemon's just here to enhance the other flavors. Some rosemary. I was gonna chop up this rosemary, but instead of chopping it up, I'm like, why not just throw it in there? Because the reality is, it's all getting broken up and smeared onto the lamb anyways. Next, I'm gonna put some ras el hanout. Ras el hanout's another fancy form of shawarma spice, we can call it. Pretty much an Israeli style curry powder. You don't have to use this, you can use shawarma spice. You can use any curry that you really like, because for the most part, they're gonna go really well with this flavor profile. So I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons in there actually. This is a pretty mild one, but you know, your taste may vary. We're going to add a good dollop of olive oil, possibly one of the best supermarket olive oils on the market, the California Olive Ranch. I've seen this in restaurants for years that I've worked at, and then when I started seeing this on the supermarket shelf, it just really excited me because it really is a great product. So I've got that roasted garlic confit right here. It's cooled down a little bit. We're going to be adding it right now into that spice mix. And I'm just gonna basically mash it all together. Once I have my paste ready, I am going to season up this lamb. So I'm always gonna season it separately with salt, just like that. I want to add some black pepper too. I'm gonna add it on both sides. Oh yeah. Really make sure you coat it. And once we got that salt and pepper on there, you smell that? You don't? It doesn't smell like anything, which means it's great lamb. Really get it in there, really work the meat, you know? Okay, so now we've got the lamb all seasoned up. I mean, I almost want to take a bite out of it right now, but we're gonna actually get it into the oven and let it cook first. Since it's gonna be going in for about 3 hours or so, I'm gonna very loosely cover it in foil. So while it's roasting in the oven, it's also gonna be steaming. So it's gonna be cooking it a little quicker, but it's also gonna be keeping the moisture in. I'm right now focused on keeping moisture in while the collagen in the muscle is breaking down, and it's going to give me the soft, succulent lamb. If you're not using Reynolds Wrap at home, you should. It's so great, quick, efficient. You gotta trust that blue and red metallic box. Available at BREADBERRY. I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350. I'm gonna check on it in 2.5 hours or so. Toodles.
2 hours later.
I could see a lot of fats accumulated, which is always a good sign. I like to feel that it have a good give, the bone tender. Feel like it's getting there, probably needs another half hour. So I'm just going to remove the foil so it can get that last 45 minutes of cooking in. It'll get some great color. So while we're waiting for that, we're gonna get started on a quick cucumber salad that's going to go great with this lamb. Just gonna cut nice little rounds. Get a little red onion. Some garlic, nice and thin. I'd say it's about like a quarter of a clove. Some Meyer lemon juice. Not as sour as a regular lemon, so you can be a little bit more aggressive. Then obviously we got salt, black pepper, some torn mint. Mix it up. And we're gonna let it just sit for 5 minutes. It's gonna get a little wilted while that salt and lemon juice pull out some of the water. And then we're gonna pull out the lamb shoulder, serve this with it, and it is the perfect weekday, weekend, dinner, anytime. Oh man, it smells like that lamb is ready. Let's take a peek. I mean, the fat is crispy and it's crackling and Just look at that. Oof. And the best way to serve something like this, just brush off those herbs. Oh, wow. Right here you can see it's like perfectly tender lamb. And what I love to do is, I got this really good tahina we picked up and this roasted pepper pesto. Then of course right here, I've got one of these quick cured cucumbers we made. And I'm just gonna do a little dipsy-do right here. Wow. This right here is slow roasted lamb shoulder with quickly marinated cucumber salad. I mean, we've got some tahina, roasted pepper pesto here. It is a great center of the table attraction right here. Definitely try it out for your next holiday. My name is Isaac with Trippin' Kosher, and this has been another episode of Sponsored. Seriously, you've got to come back and try this lamb.
Oh,